Hey guys, and welcome to yet another episode of Killer Shrew Fans Killer Toy Reviews. And today we will be continuing in our quest to review the new for 2017 Papo figures. And today we are very excited to bring you this girl. It is the Papo Velociraptor. New for 2017. And the reason I say that is, depending on how you look at it, this figure is not new for 2017. It was released on an exclusive box set in the day, and came with a squatting T-Rex with similar color schemes in it. So, if you already have that one, I say you could probably skip this one. But I feel like the reason Papo did that was because this figure continues in the same line that they have been following with many of their new figures, which is bold colorations. And we'll take a closer look at this paint job in a minute. But I don't know how I feel about that. I do love this figure. I'm excited to add another raptor to the pack, but really, I would have been more excited to see a completely new, sort of smaller predator figure from Papo. I don't know how many times they're going to be going back to this particular mold, and we will do a side-by-side comparison of all the raptors they've done in the past, so you'll see how these guys look together. But really, I would have much rather preferred to see a completely new figure. But without further ado, let's take a closer look at this gal. Starting off in the head, as you can see, Papo has paid loving attention to the detail in there. Once again, all of the scales have been individually sculpted. You've got a very lively, glossy eye in there that catches the light really well. The teeth have been individually sculpted and hand-painted. And on the inside, as you can clearly see, she has got a palate, which makes me very excited. I love seeing dinosaurs that have something sculpted in the roof of their mouth. And she also has a tongue. So that's great to see. They did great detail, and that's because, as with any Papo carnivore, you can open and close the jaw. So it's great to see that they put in the effort to put something in there, so that when you opened it, you didn't just get a flat red shape. On the other side, you can see that all of the scales are also sculpted here, even on the tiniest level, like right around the eye. The scales have been sculpted, and it just blows my mind the level of detail that Papo can cram into such a small figure. Going down the back, you see the lovely folds of skin and more scales as it bunches up around the neck at the base of the torso on both sides, and the skin is even folded as the creature turns its head to look to the right. It's just such a great amount of attention to detail. Going down the body, you can see she has some lovely musculature in her arms there, going all the way down to the individually sculpted claws with scales on the... If my camera will focus here. Come on, baby, don't be shy. Show us the dinosaur. There she is, the individually sculpted claws. Now, as with the previous two figures that we reviewed, the claws are not weathered on this. They're just a flat black, which I do not like. I would have liked to see more yellowed claws, you know. Something that would have said this creature spends its time outside. It hasn't been going to get regular manicures or pedicures or things like that. But that is a mild nitpick. Going back up the back, you can see more scales. And going down into this lovely sculpted leg here, that is very, very, very well sculpted. You can see all of the muscles in that powerful thigh. Going down the back of the leg here, you've got a very bird-like bag. It looks like a chicken leg. It really does. Like if you went to KFC and you got a chicken leg and you held it up to this, it would look the same. Going down to the feet, you've got more of the back scales, very lovingly sculpted. And then the infamous toe claw, poised and ready to strike. On the underside, you see all of the lovely wrinklage bunching up around the legs and whatnot. And on this leg, you see the made in China by Papo, all that bookkeeping noise. Going down the tail, you've got more wrinklage and scaling going on. They have not stopped paying lovely detail to that, going off into a nice, graceful S-curve. Now, it is worthy to note that this dinosaur is not a tripod. Its tail sits just off the ground. Here, we'll show you. There it is. No tripod for this girl, or really for any of their raptor figures. As far as the coloration goes, I think it's pretty good. I really do. I think it's best on this head here. I mean, just look at how natural that looks. How all of the colors just flow into one of it. They've got a great gradient. They look very good. I don't know how I feel about the little polka dots around the lips. I think it is a little unnatural, but it does give a nice breakup, you know, something new. Now, going down the neck, she's got a sort of cream and brown stripe on both sides. Let me turn her for you, as you can see there. And that's kind of cool. I do like the breakup. Again, the sort of variation in the color. The underside is painted like an orange, which looks really good with the purple and orangish brown. And going down into the arms and legs, you can see more of that brown. It's much darker on there. And you can even see sort of striping going on in that thigh area. And let's see, is that on the other side too? Yes, it is. You can see striping going all the way down the tail even with that dark brown. It's just lovely. It looks very natural. It's still a bold color, which is what Papo seems to be doing this year. But it's done so in such a natural way that I think it looks good. Even the blue tip, which is a little bit off-putting because there is no, like, blue on the rest of the body. But it works. It really does. It does not detract from the look of this model. So overall, I gotta say, I do enjoy this new paint job. And that's really all we have to say about the look of the figure. Let's get into some size comparisons. So, here we have the new for 2017 Papo Velociraptor standing next to the new for 2017 Papo Oviraptor. Now, this figure has been reviewed recently. Link will be in the description. Feel free to check that out. So you get an idea of sort of the size that these two have. And if you have the older version of the Papo Oviraptor, fear not, they're the same model. So you can see how these two would size up next to each other. Also, new for 2017, we have the Papo Polacanthus. And these two, they look great together. The purple on both of these guys matches up nicely. You can display these guys next to each other and it'll look like they came from the same world. I love it, I really do. Like, the bold colors work on these two. The Oviraptor, mixed feelings on that, but check that out in the other review. I'll tell you all about it there. And finally, we have my favorite Papo model, one of the favorites anyway, the green T-Rex. And as you can see, the Velociraptor comes up to just under the T-Rex's shoulder there, and you can get an idea of how these two size up to each other, especially if you have, like, any version of the squatting T-Rex from Papo. And, of course, as within my previous review, here is the Papo Velociraptor next to your everyday banana. Just in case, you know, you don't have a Papo figure to compare it to, this might be your first coming. There you can see how she would look next to a banana if you went down into your kitchen and just grabbed one. That's the size you can expect. So, just how big is this girl? Well, let's bring in our trusty dusty tape measure to find out. So from the tip of the tail right to the top of the head, you're looking at just under 7.5 inches, just past 7 inches, somewhere in that range. And from the top of the head down, you're looking at right around 3.5 inches, just under 3.5 inches. So not a bad size for the model you're spending money on. It looks good. It's a good size, especially sizing up next to some of the other Papo figures. And finally, here she is with all of the other Velociraptors that Papo has released. On the end there, you've got the green version. The middle, there she is, the new for 2017 version. And there is the one that was available in stores for the longest time. That one's just kind of to me. And of course, there we have the much sought after brown version. So these guys, they look pretty good together. I must say the three in the middle here look the best together. That one in the back, that one kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. It's not as natural looking as these three. And that is kind of disappointing, but of course if you wanted to, I suppose you could trade her out for the feathered Velociraptor, which I don't have with me currently. I would show you, but I'm sorry I don't have that one on me. But you get the idea of how these guys display together, and it looks great. It's cool to have your own Raptor squad. I mean, you've got the one on the end that sort of looks like Charlie from Jurassic World. You've got an Echo sort of coloration here. And then these two, you know, this one maybe blue. This one, just kind of an outsider, really. You could repaint him, certainly, to look even more like that. But if you're going to repaint a Raptor figure, and you happen to have this one lying around, please don't, because that one, pretty hard to come by. So, don't touch that one. Keep that one as is. But yeah, here you can see them all together. They do look great, they display well. But let me know in the comments below, which one's your favorite? Have you picked up the new for 2017 version? Are you planning to? Or do you already have all the Raptors you want? Let me know. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.